So let's talk meditation, right? Because a lot of people tell you to do it, but they don't really tell you how to do it or why to do it. And if you're like me and when you first start doing normal meditation, like mindful meditation, they tell you to, count your breaths and focus on how you feel throughout your body, focus on your heartbeat and your breathing and all that. But even after the first couple weeks of doing it, you don't really feel like a whole lot has changed. And sometimes you still get that like voice in your head that's still overwhelming and won't ever be quiet. So what I practice is called Wim Hof meditation. That's WIMHOF, Wim Hof meditation. It basically involves, breathing, like hyperventilating basically, with very deep breaths and then exhaling the breath very quickly. Do that about 30 or 40 times. But then on the last exhale, you actually just hold your breath as long as you can. And you just focus on being still, and you basically want to hold your breath until you feel that overwhelming urge to breathe again. And once you do that, you just let it go. You just exhale, and then you bring your full breath back in, and you just hold that for about 15-20 seconds. And then you just let that go, and that's basically the whole breathing part of it. Now, just from this breathing exercise alone, you should already immediately just feel changes in your physical senses, right? Because you'll start feeling like tingling in your fingers. You might feel like a little bit lightheaded. You feel like maybe a little bit flushed in the face. And that's what I like about this practice, is that you can feel that something has changed in your body immediately. It's not like normal meditation where you can do it for weeks and it just feels like nothing has happened at all. But the second part of Wim Hof, and I think this is where most of the actual real benefits come in, is once you finish that breathing exercise I just told you about, you're within about 3 to 5 minutes, or as soon as possible really, you want to go hop into a cold shower or an ice bath as soon as possible. Now the thing is, the very first time you go to take that cold shower or go take that ice bath, it's going to be overwhelming. Instantly it's going to like trigger your fight or flight response. It's going to make you gasp, right? As soon as that water touches your skin, you'll feel this instant reflex to gasp and just draw in air, and you instantly feel that panic in your body. And that's actually what you're trying to overcome with this second part. So your goal, once you get into the cold shower, is to try to focus on controlling your breath, getting past that gasp reflex, and kind of focusing on how you feel throughout your body. While your brain is panicking, you want to keep your body calm. You want to be able to focus on how quickly you're breathing. Has your heart rate gone up or gone down? And you just want to kind of feel like you're in the moment. And your mind will get quiet because your body is like dealing with one of the biggest stressors you could have, which is like cold temperature. Instantly hijacks your brain, and that's all your brain can focus on is the cold water. If you've ever taken a plunge in a pool, you ever notice how your mind just gets quiet and all you can really think about is like how cold the water is? And then when you come back out, you just feel rejuvenated in a way. This is kind of like that. Well, like a little bit of meditation in it too. And it spikes your adrenaline like crazy. It gives you a ton of dopamine. Like, it's been well documented that it spikes your dopamine like 300%. And it lasts for hours, right? It's not like most vices where like you get like a short burst of dopamine and then you spend the rest of the time chasing that. This is long, sustained, like elevated baseline. Like, you just feel good. You feel calm, but you feel focused and alert, and it's just a really good feeling. Like, it makes you feel like you can do shit without, having to do shit. It's just a really good test of resilience too, right? Even now, after having done it several times, that cold shower still puts a little spell of fear in me. Every time before I even hop in, I always get the wall is what they call it, where you just feel that bundle of anxiety building up where you're like, oh, I already know this is going to be awful and I do not want to get through it. But I realize that feeling is only there before you actually get in the shower, right? As soon as you get in it, it's uncomfortable for about like 5 to 10 seconds. And then once you like find a good place with it, you get very calm and you get very relaxed, and you get that amazing afterglow I was talking about last damn near all day, and you feel alert, you feel focused, and normal meditation doesn't do that for you. I know you want to be mindful and like it makes you more emotional, more empathetic, and all that. And I ain't knocking normal meditation, but I feel like for most people, the Wim Hof method is much more effective because it's immediately rewarding. You feel the sensations immediately. You're not, having to do multiple practices week after week, month after month before you even start to get anywhere with it. You feel it instantly. The first time you do it, boom, it's there. And whereas normal meditation usually like makes you relax, kind of makes you more calm and sleepy, you're calm, but your adrenaline and dope are through the roof. Like, it's almost hard to explain. It's hard to even imagine a situation where your dope and your adrenaline can be so high, and yet you're calm. You're like calm as if you just woke up in the morning. It's a weird feeling, and like the whole time, like you kind of feel lightheaded. Your fingers are tingling, and it takes a couple hours for your body to warm back up, right? At least back to the core temperature. So you got this like intermittent hypoxia going on, right? Where you're kind of starving your brain of oxygen for a few seconds, which sounds dangerous, but in this context, it's actually just you're releasing built up CO2 when you breathe out. And then you turn around and you kind of tighten up and relax your blood vessels with the cold water. So you're kind of getting a circulatory and a respiratory workout all in one go. And I think the guy who founded the method actually is kind of established as a world record holder for like running marathons, and he's apparently like ran across deserts in one go with no water, and he's run several marathons with no training, and he's known as the Iceman. He can like submerge in ice water for hours, and it's an amazing just what a little bit of breath work and a little bit of cold exposure can do to your resilience, right? It just makes you a tougher person. Makes you you can't be shaken, you can't be broken. I just think that's so cool. Now, I'm not saying this shit's going to turn you into Superman, but I feel like if you do it every single day for 90 days, you'd be hard pressed to not feel any real difference, at least in some way. Like I feel like just the few weeks I've been practicing it has changed my life completely. And this is as someone who's done meditation plenty of times. I exercise a lot. I'm very mindful. I read books. I try to, keep myself calm and preserved. And this is something that like I would have thought was new age mysticism bullshit back in the day, and now it makes me feel good. I kind of get the hype now. I don't know. I just feel like it's worth a try. Especially if you're someone who doesn't really like normal meditation, but you kind of like feeling good and you kind of like feeling like what you did is productive and you can feel immediate changes. This is definitely for you. And I can say, at least in my experience, like just earlier before this recording, I worked out for the first time right after doing one of these Wim Hof sessions, and I could instantly tell right away I don't have as much pain or soreness, and I don't feel as fatigued as quickly, and I feel like I can breathe better. I feel like I can respond better to any kind of signals in my body in a way. I don't really know how to explain it, but if you have ever tried to work out after one of these sessions, let me know how you feel if you've ever done it, and let me know if you felt the same way, because I feel like this could be like a pre-workout ritual for me now. It just felt very different. And a note on that is if you're somebody who likes lifting weights, I would maybe hold off on it, or either wait till a rest day, or if you're doing it on the same day, do the cold shower first, and then about like 5 to 6 hours later, then you can do your weightlifting. Because the reason is there's been research done that it can hurt muscle growth, because when you do the cold shower, you're kind of like blunting the metabolic growth signals for muscle growth. So that's something to keep in mind. So I would at least let those signals and inflammation run in your body for a little bit, and then maybe like later on that night, or maybe wait till even just the next day even, is what I would realistically do. Wait till the next day. Now you can do the cold shower, and now that you've got all the growth signals in for the whole day, you can spend the whole next day getting the inflammation and pain down with a cold shower. just give it a try. And I can promise you this, the cold shower part will make you one tough son of a bitch, because that part never gets easier. It gets easier once you're actually in the shower, but that initial point where you want to start it and you can't do it, that wall is always there. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave it here. And just giving you something to think about, give you something to try, maybe see if it works for you the way it works for me. Let me know your experiences with meditation down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.